Todd Akin is another one of those elected officials that won't be in office for much longer, thankfully. And he wants
He's still in. He ran for the Senate and lost, but he's still in the House.
He's still in the House, but he has proposed something known as the Conscience Clause. And what he wants to do is basically do a little bit of strike back against the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
And can I just interrupt here to say that whenever the words honor, morality, and conscience are used, they usually mean the exact opposite. So like when somebody says, I'm about to do what is honorable, they're about to do something terrible, right? And when he introduces the conscience clause, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be the no conscience whatsoever clause. So what is it, Em?
Akin's Conscience Clause would purportedly protect the religious liberties of military personnel who disagree with homosexuality. Under the bill, the U.S. military must accommodate the conscience and sincerely held moral principles and religious beliefs of the members of the armed forces concerning the appropriate and inappropriate expression of human sexuality. So basically, it's a very vague piece of legislation, and it's intentionally vague, so if you want to discriminate against gay members of the military, you can go ahead and do so.
Yeah, but what is not vague is his intent.
Exactly.
And what he wants to do is allow members of the military to continue to pick on homosexuals. I mean, that's the whole point of the bill. It's their conscience, meaning their religious principles, and their religious principles is homosexuality is a sin, etc., that they want to be able to vocalize that. It's literally bully a gay in the military bill, okay? And the kind of guy who does that is a guy with no conscience. You're like, oh, we got rid of the prohibition of gays in the military. I'd still like to be able to pick on them. I mean, come on, can't I? They're gay, can't I harass them? That's basically what Todd Akin is saying on his way out. He's an unbelievably bad guy.
It's kind of amazing how openly he hates on people, right? And how someone like that was elected as a member of our government. Like, it amazes me. Like, he hates women, like he hates gay people, like he's so open about it, and he doesn't learn. I mean, he was a headline news story for so long because of some of the stupid stuff he said, and he's still going at it.
Look up, can we put the first part of the clip up there, of the graphic up there again? Because I love these guys are so Orwellian, even the dumb ones like Todd Akin. They always, like, they've totally usurped the word liberty. Like he makes it a frame about liberty. Like it's something about his rights have been infringed on.
Right.
See, I want to make a point about that because I just read a great article in Alternate about the two different views of freedom. And it says something that has gone throughout our history. It's a northern version of freedom and the southern version of freedom, okay? And these are broad principles, obviously, and they, through time, they get muted, etc. But the northern vision of liberty is you're free to do what you want, but obviously don't interfere with other people's rights, etc. The southern vision is don't mess with my freedom to do what I've always been doing, which is dominating other people, right?
Right.
So that's when I read that, I was like, man, that explains so much, because it's the frame you see so often that we're confused by. What do you mean your freedom? You don't have the freedom to harass other people. You don't have the freedom to take away their rights, whether it's the rights of women, reproductive rights, etc. But they feel like I always used to dominate. And it was an interesting article within the context of two different kinds of rich people, the northern rich and the southern rich, where the northern rich, after they robbed and stole, whatever it might be, and of course not all rich people do that, I'm kidding around, but then they would do philanthropy because they wanted to give back to the community. Whereas the southern rich thought, well, the whole point of this, of my wealth, my power, and my freedom is the freedom to be able to subjugate other groups. And so when you take that freedom away from me, I think, well, what the hell? Give me my country back.
Right.
Right? And so that's what Akin's doing here. Like, I used to have the freedom to be able to pick on gays all I liked. And now you're telling me I can't do that? Well, look, you got to be able to let me exercise my conscience.
Right, that's a matter of liberty. Yeah, that's right. That's an interesting way to think about it.
And Akin does this on his way out because it's his way of saying, like, oh, well, you didn't elect me? Well, so now I can show you who I really am.
Yeah, well,
right?
I mean, it's not going to, big deal on the way out. No one's going to vote for this or pay any attention to it.
I know, but it's him being bitter, being like, oh, yeah? Well, I am hateful. Mm-hmm. Okay, but that's what we were saying.